All right, it's Mr. Retro coming at you with our next episode. I've taken a little bit of time off in between the last episode and this one, just trying to get through the school year because some of you might know I teach. And so that is what I've been doing, just kind of getting close to being done with that. And now I can spend more time recording. This episode will be recorded on Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. So if your kiddos are watching this and you can hear it, happy Mother's Day. Um, so yeah, I have been doing quite a bit to get ready for this episode. I have some projects to get started with. First, I'm going to sleep. Because I haven't been able to record, I have been playing off camera for a while, just getting some stuff ready for some next big projects. I have check and make sure nothing's out here. Um, you can see some stacks of chests over here. These are pretty much going to be where the results of my mining sessions, they're all going to go in there eventually. Um, in here, I have our blocks for our build palette for the inside of this. This is kind of the design I'm going to go for. And the lighting is going to come from these jack-o'-lanterns. So once I get enough of them, I'm going to go about every other block or every 2 blocks down, and then stairs will cover it. That'll give us some nice hidden lighting without having torches everywhere. Also the sides right here, that's pretty much what I'm going to go with. I wanted something a little bit have some depth to it, so I'm going to try to work this in, and I've got some other blocks that I may kind of use to fill in the gaps. I want to use either birch planks or birch stair steps upside down to go for the ceiling here. But other than that, I haven't done too much down here. I have extended this out quite a bit, and I've done some caving in between episodes, so we won't get as many mobs to spawn down in here as we have before. But I have done some caving. I added in some iron doors. Now these doors are here for the ones that I've already mined through the 50 blocks, and so pretty much to signify that it's been done. And yeah, so we're gonna go up to the top, and I'll show you what else we have in store. So stay tuned. All right, now I want you to look right behind me, and we have a puppy. I have broken him in, or got him domesticated, trained him up. His name is Franklin. I used one of my name tags that I have, and so he's just going to be there kind of for fun. I have him penned in just in case he decides to teleport and follow me. Hopefully he'll stay in there, but he is sitting in there. So that's Franklin. If we get any more dogs, we'll make sure we name them. But, you know, wolves, not dogs. Over here, I have started a nether portal. I haven't gone through yet, and I haven't synced anything up yet, but the nether portal, I've got some flint and steel here. I'm going to get us some more obsidian so we can do a whole episode while venturing out into the nether. I have been gathering up some of the wheat because I don't really have any food farms, but I'm hoping to change that this episode. So this episode is really going to focus on the mining aesthetics, getting at least the tunnel going down, looking nice, and we're going to use some of our eggs, and hopefully we get some chickens out of there, get at least 1 chicken, and we'll start a automatic chicken farm. It'll run all by itself. It's really fairly easy. We'll get it started anyway. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh, I had a big lag spike for some reason. My game froze up for a second. Anyway, so we'll have the chickens laying eggs, and I won't be able to do all the redstone until we go to the nether, so we may venture into that a little bit this episode. But my main focus on this episode is getting the mine looking good all the way down, and the setup for our automatic chicken farm. And I want the chicken farm to look nice. I want it to blend in, so I may either hide it somewhere in one of these buildings or add a building and hide it in there. Also, off camera, I've gathered up some pigs. Oh, I had sheep. Where'd they go? Oh, well, I had some sheep. There's more sheep over in that direction, so I can always go gather some more up. And I've got a couple of cows, because eventually we're going to get some pig and cow farms for milk, leather, pork, things like that. And then with sheep, I want to get a nice wool farm going, so we can have wool and have different blocks for that. So this is another chest for another project we're going to build up here. This one is probably going to be where the chicken farm is. If I can't fit it into one of these, this is probably where the chicken farm's going to end up going, which will be kind of nice because it'll be close. And yeah, also over here I've put down some things for pumpkins and melons, so we can get some of those grown up. And I have an enchanting bench now. So I do have an enchantment, Unbreaking 1 and Efficiency 1 on my diamond pickaxe, which does help quite a bit, and I have repaired this once all the way through. So eventually I'd like to get a mending book and put it on here so we don't have to worry about experience limits and things like that on how expensive it's going to be to repair. But other than that, I haven't really done too much, just getting some stuff ready for further episodes. So we're going to get started over here, make sure I have enough materials to get this going, and I will see you in a few minutes after I get a good chunk of after I get a good chunk of this built. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll be right back here in a second. So here I am, still putting in blocks, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a progress update before I finish this side. Got quite a bit done. I'm going to end up having to probably stop after a little while and go mining, but it shouldn't be too bad. These resources aren't too terrible to find, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a progress report, an update before I continued on, so you guys can kind of see my process. I haven't put in the stairs yet or the lighting, so I'm keeping the torches for now. And while I've been putting in the torches, I've been thinking, you know, I really like the light on this side. So I'm wondering if I put do you see where this diorite block is in the same level as this andesite block, or granite block, excuse me. So I'm wondering if maybe I can put some light above, some upside down stair steps, just because I like the light shining over here, and I'm afraid that if we have light just on this level, it won't be enough light to kind of focus on this, and I don't want it to be too shadowy in here, but I don't know, it may work out. So I'll keep the light from the steps going, but I may add some additional lighting up towards the top, maybe on the walls. I don't know how that's going to work because there's no lighting, there's no half blocks or transparent blocks or steps or slabs that light could shine through unless I do it from the top. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll keep you guys updated, probably when I either A, run out of blocks or finish this side. So be back in a second. Alright, so we have one complete side all the way done. I did run out of blocks, mostly stone slabs and a little bit of this granite and a lot of this andesite I went through. But I found some pockets of all that stuff, of the granite and the andesite, while I was coming down, so I just mined them out and crafted them up to the polished versions and got them all in there. And for the stone slabs, I've just been going to my furnace and dropping some stuff off down here. I will probably have a system of furnaces down here, because my plan eventually for this mine is, as we keep growing with it, there's going to be water lines that push the items all the way down, and then there's going to be a filter system that takes the items that need to be smelted, like iron and gold and things like that, and cobblestone, and we'll push them through the furnaces, and then the coal that I mine will go in here to feed the furnaces, and then those will get all smelted up, and then back probably behind the staircase a while, and will be in an elevator, an item elevator, that'll shoot the items up into a secondary. Ooh, there's some storms out in Minecraft. Big storms in Minecraft. I don't know if you guys heard that. It was a big thing of thunder. I saw some lightning up there. But anyway, before the thunder rudely interrupted me, I'm going to have an item elevator that'll push all of the items up, go through a ring. There's that thunder again every time I get to it. Anyway, that'll push it up to a secondary filter system that'll filter it out in that mass storage up at the ground level. So, yeah, I've got the... Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to... Let me go with those sounds. Weather, let's turn you down a little bit. That way, if you guys really hear that, it's not super loud, but I like the ambient music and noise and stuff like that in Minecraft. It's not too bad. But we are going to take a break from this wall. I probably have enough blocks to finish this side, but I want to spice things up a little bit and change it up and do the stairs next, because hopping up and down these blocks is painful. Painful. Ooh, that is still really loud. And you might be wondering why it's pausing while pausing the game while I'm changing stuff. It's because when you're in a single player world, the world doesn't keep running when you pause. So, ooh, that's still really loud, but oh well, it might be loud just on my end. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments whether it's too loud for you guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started on these stairs, and then I will get back to you. Now with lighting, let me play around with some different lighting right now. Oh goodness. But I'm gonna play around and get some lighting done. At least get the center part of the stairs all the way finished, and I may hollow out a little bit of the ceiling so I can make room for the upside down stair blocks so we don't get stuck in places. So stay tuned. I'll do another cut and you'll be able to see some things hopefully progress. And yeah, so stay tuned. So I got all the stair blocks down in the center done, and I realized, oh man, this is gonna take forever. So I put my birch stairs back and I just focused on these stone steps, and then I started placing my jack-o'-lanterns in, and I ran out and I realized that I didn't have a really steady supply of pumpkins. So I quickly and when I say quickly, the quickly part was the setup, but just had to set up a little pumpkin farm area, and I've just been watching pumpkins grow for a while. But I do have all of them in, but that was probably a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. It's something I forgot to account for was the amount of jack-o'-lanterns I needed and how long they would take to grow, because crafting them is really easy, but growing pumpkins takes a while. So eventually I'll have some bigger farms for that kind of stuff, and pumpkins are good for that kind of stuff. But I do have all of the pumpkins in, or jack-o'-lanterns in, excuse me. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and probably place in the steps on camera. That way we can chat and all that good stuff. Oh, excuse me. So, as I'm placing in this stuff, you'll see that it's just bulk storage right now. The cobblestone, the dirt, and the gravel, those will probably be extended really far below. But these, where it's just regular stone, I'll probably just have it just a little bit below. And this is where I have some granite, just because I had a large quantity of it. But I'll eventually have all the major building blocks will go over there, and then other items will kind of spread throughout the village, because I'm thinking that it would be interesting that to not only have a bulk storage system over here for big bulky items, but a place for iron. So the smithing place will be where I have a lot of the iron and armor and things like that over there. That's where I store those things. So I think it'd be really cool to have each building have its own separate storage to run those things. Let me grab these. We can get started. Now, I had to rip this out to make it look a little symmetrical, but it should all work just fine. And after I place all these in, I'm going to take out all the torches, and we're going to see what the light levels are in here and see how it is. Down there it doesn't look too bad. I did have to take out the furnaces and the crafting tables that were down there, which is fine because those were just temporary spots anyway. But we should have enough. I hate when I do that. Should have enough birch stairs to at least do one side, and then I'll go grow some more trees. I have some bone meal, so I can quickly grow some birch trees and get some wood like that. There are birch trees in this area, which I may go and just chop down, because all the trees in the area I want to kind of customly place, or make them look a little nicer, so they're not just randomly growing in different spots. And yeah, there we go. All right, so it's looking a little moody right there, but I think it'll work out okay. I will fill this in eventually when I kind of incorporate this design into the tunnel part of the mine. But so that's this part so far. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going with the steps, and then I will see you in a second. Alright, so I have this done, and you'll notice I have torches now on the side. What I found is underneath each one of these upside down cobblestone stairs, or stone stairs, excuse me, there are torches, and they give a little bit of light, you can kind of see, but not a whole lot, and they don't really help out with the jack-o'-lanterns under here either. So I'm going to be going for another light source, and I may just resort to using glowstone and kind of hiding it, or maybe putting it like in this corner here, where it's just a little bit exposed. The light levels that I found were just too low, and mobs would probably, well, I guess they wouldn't spawn on stair steps, but it'd just be too dark, especially for recording. So I'm kind of going for something a little bit brighter, but I do have the steps, and I just kind of inverted what the steps down here are. So I have the birch steps with the stone steps upside down over here. But under here, you'll be able to kind of see what I have in place for the lighting. So I just put a torch right there, and so it bleeds through a little bit. And you can kind of see it along this edge, but it's the same thing that's down here. You can see the jack-o'-lantern's kind of the light bleeding through, which I like that subtle light, those lighting bugs like that, but it still needs to be brighter in here. So I was kind of aiming for that. But we are going to take a break from this and deposit this stuff. Put you over there. Yeah, so we're going to take a break from there just because I don't want to burn myself out on the tunnel. And we are going to get started on the design for the chicken farm. So we're just going to design the outside, and I'm pretty sure I know how big the inside needs to be, but we're going to just get started on building the outside. And this isn't going to be too big. It's going to be a little taller than some of the other houses. I should probably fill this in a little bit, but I might use this, since it's already dug out, as kind of a channel to take some of the cooked chicken over to where I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have a deli kind of area where you can, like a butcher, and he'll be the one where we get all the meats and stuff from. So I think that's where I'm going to send all of that. But this is kind of our build palette, very similar to what we already have. So I'm going to make the foundation of it, get the width and the size and kind of the shape of the foundation laid out, and I will jump back to you. Okay, so we're back, and I've got the foundation all built, and I've got it's kind of a longer building, but it has kind of a unique floor. I kind of went with this textured stone effect with gravel and cobblestone and stone. I haven't built up the walls yet, but I've got kind of the corner posts built up. Now, I'm just kind of laying this down from what I remember from the type of chicken farm. Now, this is one that Zumavoid came up with, and if you don't follow Zuma on YouTube, you probably should. I can put his link down in the description below. But this, yes, I think this is how it goes. This design for the chicken farm is really awesome because you can just let it go, and you'll get cooked chicken and feathers down there. And eventually, after I get so many feathers, I'm just going to keep a bulk amount, and then I will send them out to get kind of sent off to be in lava. So we can get rid of some of them because they do back up, and they back up the system and kind of break it after a while. But we won't be able to finish this, but this is just kind of getting the idea along on what we need to have, how much space we need to have. Now, I like being able to come over to the side and check on things, so I might just put like a door right here on either side so I can go back and check on the redstone if something happens. But we are just going to finish this building, and I won't need to do a cut, and hopefully I use the right blocks. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some upcoming things that I'm going to try to do on this channel. So right now we're doing Minecraft. This channel was kind of I was inspired to do stuff like this after watching people and just kind of having that realization that, you know what, I think I can do this too. And you'll see that on my channel it says Vintage Gamer, and I love to collect retro video games and video game consoles. So the goal of this channel is really to get into that and recording videos for that. Now, I do plan on getting that done and getting started on that, but it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of funds to get things ordered so I can broadcast certain content. So once I get a lot of that stuff in order, I'll be able to do that. Now, I won't be able to stream for a while because of my computer issues and things like that, but once I am, I will definitely let you guys know and have it posted to YouTube. But streaming is kind of out of the question for right now, but hopefully in the future it clears up and I'm able to stream, because I think that'll be really fun, and you'll get to see me get frustrated with some older games. Now, I'm gonna go to sleep before mobs overtake this village. Now, I noticed this when I slept earlier off camera, but you'll see that it says I went into creative. I usually go into the creative to kind of fly around to kind of get a good look at things. So, I'm not cheating, I promise you. I make everything. So, in fact, I'm going to get a diamond pick ready for when that gets down too low. And I will repair it later, because I have an anvil back in my house, so I'll just put that in there. So I'm not cheating. So if you see anything with creative, it's usually just so I can kind of fly around and look at things. I was doing it earlier, looking at good places to put this, and just kind of what the village is looking like overall. I don't have a secondary account where I can go into game mode 1 or game mode 3 or observer mode and just kind of look at things. So I have to hop back and forth between different game modes on here. Now I'm going to need some glass, and I don't know if I have any, but I would like to put some windows in. But if I have some glass, I will go ahead and do that. And I have some panes right here, so that's good. Now I use iron blocks for the actual chicken farm itself, because the chicken farm does use lava, and I thought about using wood, but even though the lava is going to be contained around other things, it just playing it safe, essentially. So I'm gonna, let's see, we'll tear out this, and we'll create a window here. And then we'll create a window here, just to make it look a little bit friendlier. And let's do a window in the back. But we'll do it like a big window. So, with this chicken farm, I'm hoping to solve my food situation. I've just been using bread and just kind of keeping track and kind of other things I find, and I have some apples that I can use, and eventually I'll turn them into gold apples and maybe notch apples if I can get them enchanted and things, but or if I find them. But chicken is a pretty good food source in this game, so I'm hoping that I can't put any more in there. So there we go. Oh, I have not planted any more trees over here. It might be a good idea to do that. So right now I've just been doing oak. There we go. And then this is about 8 blocks higher up, so they don't turn into those giant trees and it gets out of hand and crazy. It's just a little easier to manage that way. But I think what I'm going to do is get close to being done with the episode. Got quite a bit done on here. I feel good about the mine, and I feel good about the start on this. I'm going to get some stuff done, do some mining off camera in between episodes, get a bunch of resources, and I think next time we're going to finish this and then get ready to go to the nether so we can get some quartz, because I'm going to need a comparator or two for this. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for us today. So let me stand on this pumpkin. Yeah, and so I will see you guys later. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I have a couple other videos, and I also do some unboxing of retro video games. So if you liked it, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.